Nighttime Annie.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Julie Nelms. This is my beloved Sonny Rickard, adoptive papa to me. Thank you guys for coming out so early to pick and grin a little bit with us. And thank you to John C. Campbell for having us this morning. We're going to start things off with a good old fiddle tune by the name of Ragtime Annie, if I can kick it off right.
We thought we'd do a regional song or two today. Are any of you familiar with the Snowbird Mountains back up in Robbinsville, North Carolina? It's one of the places that our Native Americans hid out when they were trying to force removal them out to Oklahoma. So Mr. Bill Millsaps, who gave Julie fiddle lessons back years ago, wrote a song about the Snowbird Mountains, and I think it's a well-written song for a mountain boy, but we're going to let a mountain girl sing it. Snowbird Mountains.
Well, high in the hills of North Carolina, there's a place that's home to me. Far from the reach of any big city, there is where I long to be. Snowbird, Snowbird Mountain is my home, down in Caroline. Snowbird Mountain, it's where I rest beneath the pine.
mountain is my home. Down in Caroline, Snowbird Mountain, it's where it's beneath the pine. It's where it's beneath the pine.
Okay.
I like to tell folks that in the kind of music that we do, you have three main well, not really genres, but subjects for your songs. You've got your love songs, and you've got your religious songs, and then you have your love gone wrong songs, which end up in the category of prison. This is one of those songs. It's a good Flat and Scruggs song that I'm particularly fond of, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. This is Some Old Day. C. K-A-T.
I'll tell this on Julie. They called me yesterday and wanted me to come over and get her out of jail. And I hate to tell this in front of everybody. I hope you're not putting this on tape. Had to get her out of jail, and I said, Julie, what happened? She said, well, I was coming home last night about 12 o'clock and said, a pig ran out in front of me in town, and I hit it. I didn't kill it. Nobody's there to help me, so I got it and put it in my car and went down to the police department. Nobody was there. So I went to the veterinarian's office. Nobody was there, so I just left it on his doorstep. And the next morning, they came and arrested me. And I said, well, nobody saw you hit it? No. The police wasn't there? No. Nobody saw me. I said, well, how in the world did they know that you ran over that pig? She said she reckoned that pig squealed on her. Bad, eh?
And with that, co-workers, if you're watching this, now you know why I was late yesterday morning. Oh, Lord.
I've been working all in the rain, tied to a dirty old bowling chain. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day. Some sweet day they'll turn me loose from this dirty old calaboose. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day. Some old day. You'll wait for me and pray. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day. Some sweet day they'll turn me loose from this dirty old calaboose. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day. Oh, dear mother, I've hurt you so. I've been cruel to you, I know. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day. Tell my brother, my sister, and dad. Tell the dear friends that I've had. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day. Some old day. You'll wait for me and pray. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day. Some sweet day they'll turn me loose from this dirty old calaboose. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day. turn me loose from this dirty old calaboose. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day. Oh, dear mother, I'll come home some old day.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to take a minute to talk about this guitar picker for a minute. You know, I'd really like to tell you it's about the best harmony singer in all of Western North Carolina, the best rhythm guitar picker, and the best looking one at that too. Unfortunately, they were a little booked this morning, so as I was coming through Topton, I picked up Sonny. No, I'm really honored to be up here. I've claimed Sonny as my papa, and I genuinely mean it. And with the exception of probably my daddy, there's nobody else I'd rather be up here with. I'm going to have him sing you one about the region or the area in the county that he's from, which is the Nantahala Topton area. Excuse me. Why don't you tell me a little bit about it?
Nantahala. Any of y'all know where Nantahala is? That's back up on the mountain, and a lot of people come up and whitewater raft it down through there. And supposedly the name Nantahala means the land of the noonday sun, because you've got the mountains and the sun don't shine over it. So they say it's an Indian name that means the land of the noonday sun. And I don't believe I've ever sang this out anywhere, maybe just around trying to practice, but I think it's a beautiful song talking about the region that I grew up in. I was born by a raging river when the noonday sun was high above. What's Cherokee called the Nantahala, where the waters lie, the woman you love. She'll fill you with the wildest passion. When you think she's tame, she'll slip your hole, then plunge you deep in a raging water. There's no escape, her love's too cold. Yes, I was born by a raging river, like my Cherokee blood run wild and free. I can hear the song of the old gray spirit. I hear my people calling me. Hello, young boys, please heed my warning. There'll come a time when you gotta choose between to love a woman and a raging river. Either way, you're gonna lose. Yes, I was born by a raging river when the noonday sun was high above. What's Cherokee called the Nantahala, where the waters lie, the woman I love. Yes, I was born by a raging river, like my Cherokee blood run wild and free. I can hear the song of the old gray spirit. I hear my people calling me. I hear my people calling me. While Julie's getting this, I'll tell you a little about her. I met her when she was about 8 years old. My granddaughter was taking fiddle lessons, and fell in love with her, and her dad had a lot of health problems, so he got to where he couldn't play with her, and I got the privilege to get to play with her. So we loved Julie, and she went on to Berea College and went to Ireland and studied, and just done a lot of different things. But in Robbinsville, they've got a special thing over there she helps in. She probably, you remember, I guess. She helps in it a whole lot, and she takes tourists in and shows them our exotic animals we have here in the mountains, you know, the bear, the lion. And she really excels in that. And we had a bunch of politicians come back a while back, and she had the privilege to get to tour them through this amusements that they had. It's nice, wasn't it?
Very nice. Very the crown jewel. Of
They had an Arabian horse in there, and somehow or another a limb got broke out of the apple tree, and it ate a bunch of green apples. And that is bad for an animal. They swell up, and they can't get air out of them, you know. So Julie was showing this Arabian horse, and that thing just blowed up with air. And all of a sudden, while she was giving her presentation, that air broke from that horse. And it filled the aroma, filled that house, I'll tell you what. And Julie was so embarrassed. She turned around to those politicians. She said, I am so embarrassed. I am so sorry. They said, ma'am, that is all right. Said, if you hadn't said anything, we'd thought it was that horse.
You're fired after this one. I love you. You're fired.
I told her last night, I said, Julie, I have quit telling jokes on you, so that was the last one.
That's a new one. That's a new one, which is why I was just like, what is he talking about?
You're going to be in what?
I'm a step below C.
Yeah,
Like Sonny was saying, my dad was also a musician. I'm very blessed to have grown up with such good musical influences around me, like my dad and like Sonny. My dad's been gone 2 years this month. This is his guitar. These are the last strings that he ever put on it. His thumb pick, I can't let it go. But I'm also a firm believer that we do not lose somebody until their memory is last spoken of. And when I was in Ireland doing my master's, my dad, God bless his heart, had learned how to FaceTime, and he would call me and he'd be like, baby doll, I've got a new song for you to learn. And this was one of the last ones that he ever picked out for me, and it means a lot to me, and so I like to share it to keep his memory alive. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. This is the Waltz of the Angels.
just for you.
Sorry, we're having a conference. Sometimes your set list gets changed about 2 minutes before you start, and then you have to bounce back to the original idea.
My mom played old-time banjo. My grandfather played fiddle, and when I got about 50 years old, I wanted to try to learn to play like Mother, but I found out you don't learn a whole lot after you get 50. We're going to try about a little Indian maid. Everything's been Indian about, hadn't it? Snowbird, Nantahala, and now Red Wing. That's about 30 years of trying to... getting old, you know, it's not bad. I kind of enjoy it. I went to an antique store the other day, and they tried to keep me. What do you want?
Would you love me to sing? We've got about 3 more to do for you, if yous will have us. I know breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and I don't want to keep yous from it. Plus, you've got so much to learn. That's one of the cool things about the folk school is that I feel like it's a constant learning environment, and it's just so like wholesome and enriching, and I love it. But Sonny, do you want to tell them a little bit about this
song? It's a little love song, and used to try to get Julie to look at me when she sang it, but she never would look at me, so I tried to pick somebody out of the audience. If you're here with your wife or something, my wife and I have been married 63 year, and she's at home now, having struggling just to breathe. So a lot of memories laying there. And last night we sang it, and I dedicated it to her because she's sure been a great influence and blessing in my life. This is "Would You Love Me?" If I lived in some old shack, would you want me? Just the clothes on my back, would you still need me? That's all I had to give, and that's the way we had to live. Would you share this world with me? Would you love me?
If my youth all slipped away, would you need me? If my hair all turned to gray, would you want me? Would you still get butterflies when you look into my eyes? When the years have passed us by, would you love me?
Would you love me till the end, warm and sweet like it began, to cherish precious moments, making memories, with our hearts on the line, it's forever on your mind, until the end of time. Would you love me?
If somehow we gained a fortune, would you need me?
If we woke up broke some morning, would you still want me? Would a touch and loving smile still make it all worthwhile? Through each challenge and each trial, would you love me? Would you love me till the end, warm and sweet like it began, to cherish precious moments, making memories, with our hearts on the line, it's forever on your mind, until the end of time. Would you love me? Until the end of time, would you love me?
Getting close to the end of our little time with you this morning.
I've been a good crowd too.
Thank you guys for coming out on, such an early morning. It's kind of cold still. I appreciate Jens being here. Thank you again to the folk school for having us. It's always a pleasure. I like to start closing up with a gospel song. I know that faith is very near and dear to both mine and Sonny's hearts. And this song talks about how one day we'll be in a place where, our hands will never hurt, our legs will never be in pain, everything will be renewed and restored, and we'll have a heart that will never break again. See?
Yes, yes, yes.
I remember standing at my daddy's bedside as the tears filled up the wrinkles on his face, that will never fill with teardrops. I'll have legs that will never ache with pain. I'll have hands that will never age and wither, and a heart that will never break again. I have often heard and read about that city where with Jesus we shall live forevermore. There are mansions in construction for my dwelling, and the streets of gold will run by my front door. And I'll have eyes that will never fill with teardrops. I'll have legs that will never ache with pain. I'll have hands that will never age and wither, and a heart that will never break again. And all the eyes of the blind will then be opened, and they'll join the victory march with the lame, and the deaf who've never heard the roar of thunder will rejoice to hear the Savior call their names. And I'll have eyes that will never fill with teardrops. I'll have legs that will never ache with pain. I'll have hands that will never age and wither, and a heart that will never break again, and a heart that will never break again.
Thank you guys. All right, we got one more, and then I promise you are free to go. I'm no longer holding you hostage. But for real, I know I've said it 3 times, but it really does mean a lot to me, you guys being out here this morning, so thank you. I could not call myself a fiddle player if I did not play this. I think if my mom sees this and I don't play it, she'll kick my butt. But this is the Orange Blossom Special. It's always my favorite to finish up with, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day here at the folk school.
And I am old and slow, and she's young and fast. You've heard the young and the restless. I'm the old and the feeble, so I'll try to keep up my baby. Bring her home now. Let's go.
Thank you.